Hey everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. This week's video I'm doing my October bullet journal spreads. So if you've followed my channel for a while now, you know that I usually do something spooky for my October bullet journal spreads. This year I wanted to do something with monsters. I was thinking more along the lines of like Frankenstein's monster, the Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula, something like that. But I just couldn't get all the pieces to fit together in my head. But while I was on the internet searching for different monster things, Monsters Inc. came up and I was like, ooh, that's kind of fun. Like, why don't we do that instead? So this year it's definitely a more cutesy, spooky theme than anything else. And really I just focus on the doors. So there's not a whole lot of characters in here. And I guess before I get too far into this, just please excuse my voice. I am feeling a little under the weather and my throat's a bit sore, so I'm going to try and power through this in one go so I don't have to do this again. So for the left side of the page is the title page. I've done October in this font that I found online, and then I've just referenced another piece of, I think it was like a journal cover or something that somebody had done with the Monsters Inc. on it, and I just really liked the way that it looked, so I decided to recreate that in my bullet journal for the title page. Eventually we're going to end up moving on to the second page here, which is the single page calendar spread. I've been really liking doing these single page spreads lately, and I just have like the conveyor, it's not a conveyor belt, but like sort of a conveyor belt of doors, hanging wire, I don't know. If you search up Monsters Inc. doors, you'll see the conveyor belt thing. So I just have those going in two different directions. I didn't want to draw a third one, so I added a note box at the bottom, and I think it ended up working out. And then because these doors are not just floating there like the other ones, I added a gunmetal gray, silverish marker to the outsides of the doors, and that's kind of like what holds the door in the movies. And then they all have that red spot at the top. I don't know what the red spot is supposed to mean. It's been so long since I've seen these movies. I would love to watch it again sometime, but honestly I'm so busy right now I don't think I can, so we'll see what happens. Anyways, moving on to our habit tracker. I've used that same Monsters Inc. kind of font just in the center there, and then I've gone ahead and I'm gonna fill in 6 of these rectangular shapes, and they are also gonna be doors. I thought of this a little bit earlier, but I forgot to say it, that instead of this theme being spooky, the only spooky thing about it is how not opaque some of the markers were. So anyways, I'm layering the Poscas here in order to get the calendar over top, as well as some of the door patterns, and then you can just write in the blank space in the door patterns what habit you're tracking. This is again referenced from something online, so all of my references I will leave in the description down below. They're from Pinterest. I thought that this was a really good theme to do on a black bullet journal because it just helps all those different colors pop. Whereas if you do it on a white journal, they don't pop nearly as much. It still pops, but not nearly as much. Moving on to our mood tracker. I didn't actually title this page just because these door frame things took up literally all of the space, and I had to put in more than I was anticipating because there's 31 days. So I'm just going ahead and drawing the frames for 31 different days, and then whatever mood you're feeling, the color will go in and fill in the door, and then whatever design you want over top. And that's how that one goes. For week 1, I've got those same doors just across the top of the page with vertical columns. This is a bit of a throwback to a March spread that I did where I had like little houses at the top. I really liked that, how that was laid out, and I thought it would work perfect for the doors. So I did it again here, and I'm just repeating some of the similar designs and similar different colorways as I go through each door here. There are 5 weeks to this month, so I did choose to do 2 single page spreads as to go along with the double week spreads, just so that we weren't using an exorbitant amount of pages this month. But I think it ended up working out. For our second week, we're going a little bit more arts and craftsy, and instead of coloring in all of the rectangles, I chose to cut them out of craft paper, and then I folded them along the edge and glued them in so that you could open it up like a real door and then write whatever inside. So that's what I chose to do for this 8-day spread here. And same thing with the rest of the spreads. I've gone ahead and I've drawn all of the different door designs on the front. The Posca markers were a little bit different to draw on the craft paper versus the bullet journal paper. I'm not sure if it's just because of the tooth of the paper is different or it absorbs it more or what was happening, but it almost seemed like the Poscas were a little bit drier on the craft paper. This is one of my favorite spreads. I always love adding little interactive things into my bullet journal. It just makes it more fun in my opinion. So I'm really happy that I ended up putting this spread in here. Moving on to week 3, this is one of those single page spreads, and I chose to do 2 of the creatures that are there when you open the door. I don't know if this is from like the title scene where you see all the doors and then like the Monsters Inc. font or whatever, but I did find a reference photo of the little chompy snake looking guy and then the eyeball. And just to be repetitive, once again going in and I'm this time outlining the rectangles as if they were like open door frames instead of filled in doors. Moving on to week 4, another vertical page spread. I've just done the numbers in color this time, and then I have 3 doors at varying angles along the side here. You can see kind of how much work goes into making sure that these markers are opaque enough for my standard. It does take 2 if not 3 layers sometimes, and then I'm just going ahead and doing the same thing, drawing these little door designs on top with like complementary colors. And finally, our 5th and final spread, I have this, like, it just looks plain clotheslines right now, but they're those little conveyor belt things for the doors again. So because I wanted 7 days instead of 8, I chose to fill in 1 rectangle entirely with the doors, as if there's just like spaces in the conveyor belt, and then the other boxes will hold just 1 door each so that I can fill in the days of the week. I did fill in one of every single color, and then it wasn't until I did all of the designs on top that I realized I forgot to fill out the bottom one, so I do go back and add that in, but I just thought that was really funny. I was like, wow, I have the perfect amount. No, I didn't. But anyways, this is the final spread. I'm really happy with the way that everything turned out. I think it was super cute. Kudos to the people who I'm referencing for this spread. Here is the final flip through. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to my channel. I post new videos on Mondays, sometimes on Wednesdays. I hope you have a lovely week, and I will see you all in the next video.